So the other day I'm at the grocery store and I see this massive, perfectly red strawberry.
Oh, right, like straight out of a commercial.
Exactly. It looks amazing. I take a bite, fully expecting this explosion of sweetness, and it tastes literally like crunchy water.
Crunchy water. Yep, the ultimate betrayal.
Total betrayal. And it just got me wondering, how did we get here? How does this gorgeous fruit end up on my counter? And why does it sometimes completely lack flavor?
Well, it's a great question, and the answer is actually incredibly positive.
Yeah, so today our mission for you, the listener, is uncovering the epic, multi-continental, and honestly highly optimistic hidden history of the modern strawberry. We've got a great stack of sources for this deep dive, some recent genomic research papers, botanical history, and it completely changes the story.
It really does, because to understand your crunchy water experience, we actually have to look at the strawberry's DNA, which is wildly complex.
Right, it's an octoploid, right?
Exactly, an octoploid, which means it has 8 sets of chromosomes derived from 4 completely distinct wild ancestors.
Wait, so if it has 8 sets, where did it pick all of those up?
All over the place. Those 4 ancestors originated across entirely different continents. We're talking Europe, Asia, and North America.
Wow, so a real-world traveler.
Yeah, over millions of years, through natural hybridization, those ancestral genomes layered together into a single plant structure.
But our research shows there's a massive human element to this story too, right? Like way before it ever reached modern commercial farms.
Oh, absolutely. Long before Europeans started breeding them, indigenous peoples in South America, specifically in what is now Chile, like the Mapuche cultures, they spent over 1,000 years successfully domesticating the wild Chilean strawberry.
1,000 years, that's a massive head start.
Yeah, they weren't just passively foraging, they were actively selecting the best performing plants, cultivating them for larger size and sweeter flavor a full millennium before these fruits ever crossed the Atlantic.
So we have this beautifully domesticated Chilean strawberry, but our notes mention a really specific spontaneous meeting in an 18th century French garden. How did these global varieties even cross paths?
Well, the Chilean strawberry eventually makes its way to Europe by ship. And meanwhile, a completely different wild strawberry from North America, the Virginia strawberry, had also been brought over.
And they just bump into each other.
Pretty much. In a total twist of fate, these 2 intercontinental strawberries were planted right next to each other in Brittany, France. They spontaneously hybridized, and that chance cross-pollination birthed the modern commercial strawberry.
It's essentially a botanical meet-cute.
That is exactly what it is.
Which is amazing, but decoding the genetics of that specific meet-cute took some serious processing power. Scientists had to sift through 170 billion raw nucleotides just to piece together the final 830 million base pairs that make up the strawberry's actual reference genome.
It's a staggering amount of genetic information to organize.
It really is. And speaking of managing massively complex data, this podcast is sponsored by Embersilk. Need help with AI training or automation or integration or software development? Uncovering where agents could make the most impact for your business or personal life. Check out embersilk.com for AI needs.
So bringing that complex data back to your crunchy water dilemma.
Yes, please. How do we use this newly mapped genome to make strawberries taste better today?
Well, for a long time, breeders were basically flying blind. They would cross 2 plants and wait a whole season just to see if the offspring tasted good. But that breakthrough you mentioned from Michigan State University and UC Davis assembling that reference genome, it changes everything.
Because now they actually have a map.
Right. With this genetic roadmap, scientists don't have to guess. They know exactly where the traits for sweetness, juiciness, and firmness live on the DNA strand.
But what does that mean for the fruit you and I actually eat? How did those 8 sets of chromosomes work together?
The researchers discovered this brilliant genetic quirk called subgenome dominance.
Subgenome dominance.
Yeah, out of those 4 distinct ancestors, just one of them does almost all the heavy lifting when it comes to flavor and disease resistance.
So one ancestral subgenome is basically the MVP.
The absolute MVP. And this paints a wonderfully optimistic picture for our future. By using this genome-informed breeding and multi-omics, which means looking not just at the DNA, but how those genes actively produce metabolic flavor compounds, scientists can intentionally breed for both robust health and complex flavor.
So no more trial and error, just incredibly tasty, resilient fruit.
Exactly. It truly is a new golden age for agriculture. And it leaves you with something fun to ponder next time you're in the produce aisle.
Oh, I love these. Lay it on me.
If a simple strawberry contains a secret, thousand-year history of global travel, genetic mastery, and accidental matchmaking, what other incredible evolutionary secrets are hiding right now in your everyday fruit bowl?
What a brilliant reminder of humanity's incredible ability to decode nature to build a brighter, tastier future. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.